Okay, students, I hope you're doing well with this. Like I said, I am recording this from my house, and so there may be a lot of background noise, dogs barking, my neighbors are remodeling, you'll hear drills and saws and hammering. Sorry about that, but hopefully you can stay focused here, okay? In this section, I want to take us through the next module in our Canvas, which is the general course resources. So let's go there. Okay, again, remember we were in the modules here. I'm gonna collapse this before we begin one. And here are the general course resources. Let's go through some of these. Here are some suggestions to incoming students. This is a collection of suggestions I took from previous semester students just to help you out. So please check through that. It'll have some good tips in there how to succeed in class, all right? Like I said, LBCC is committed to student success, and here is again the list of all the resources that are available to you in order to help you along your journey. I'm going to devote a separate section to this schedule of activities, mainly because I think at the time of recording this video, it may not be complete. So I'll go back to that, okay? So very important, access to your e-textbook. As I said, you have been enrolled automatically in a program called Inclusive Access or First Day. That means that you have already been charged for access to the book. And you can access the book here on the left in the course navigation bar where it says course materials. If you click that, it'll open up to a page from where you can access your book. And as I said, I'm looking at the page for the 30301 section. This is the group that meets on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Okay, so back to the page that we were at. If you've never used an ebook, please go through some of the tutorials here, how to access, how to work on it. Now, as I said, if you already have a copy of the book, even if it's a 3rd or 4th edition, or if you have taken this course before and dropped it, you should still have access to the book through a third party. So please read through this page. It tells you what to do in each one of those situations, okay? Please don't hesitate. It is important. My lectures do not cover all the material. And so it is important that you read because there's sections of the textbook that I do not cover in lecture, but you're still responsible for them, okay? Homework assignments, this is super important. You may have the 3rd or the 4th or the 5th edition of the book. It's very important that you do the homework assignments that correspond to your edition of the book. So for example, over here, let's say that you have a hard copy of the 4th edition of, Chemistry, a Molecular Approach by Tro. Notice that our units are numbered sequentially, but they don't necessarily match the chapters in the book. So for example, in the 4th edition, we have Unit 4 includes some of Chapter 3 problems. So be very, very careful about which edition you have and make sure that you are doing the correct problems, okay? Very important. Please read the instructions here and on the 2nd page about formatting your homework assignments. Here's the thing. I do not grade homework assignments because you have access to the answers in the book, at the end of the book, in the appendix. You can also access a set of solutions to the problems. So what I check for is completion and formatting. Now you'll notice, let's take a quick look through the problems here. I want to take you now to the 5th edition. Let's say that you have the 5th edition, which is the one most of you will have if you have the e-axis. Sorry, let me put it in here. Sorry, this is a little slow here. Let's load this page. This is the homework assignment set for the 5th edition of Tro. Notice again, the homeworks are based on units, but you'll notice that for the 5th edition, homework for Unit 4 involves chapters 4 and 5. So very important that you know. And for example, what does this mean? What does 4.27 mean? Well, that means chapter 4, question 27 at the end of the chapter. 527 here would mean chapter 5, question number 27 at the end of the chapter. So very important. Let me reiterate that. You had to make sure that you are downloading the assignment set for your edition of the textbook. Now, for those of you who have the 5th edition, we have actually a solutions set. And let me take you there for a moment. Sorry. And it looks like this. So if you hit that link, you are going to be looking at this page. And what this has is the actual solution. So for example, let's say you're doing chapter 4 stuff, which would be part of Unit 4. You can look here at the questions, right? And they're all kind of like in sections here. And you can see not just the answers, but the actual solutions to these problems. That is why I don't grade homework, because I assume that you're going to check your answers against this. Okay, let's say you have the 3rd or 4th edition. I don't have a website for that, but the questions are essentially the same. So what you do is you go back here and you find the equivalent questions and you look for the answers. In some chapters, I will actually have a PDF within the unit that has the answers to the questions for that particular homework. Okay, perfect. All right, let's go back here. Let's go back to our Canvas site. Some other resources that I have here. If you are interested, you can try this little quiz here to analyze your learning style. You know, they say that many people have a predominant learning style. Some people are more audio-based, some people are more visual, some people are more like, you know, learn as you go kind of thing. That's called kinesthetic. That is a little bit overrated, that whole classification. But nevertheless, I think most of us agree that we do have certain preferences as to the way that we learn. I also have here a link to a PowerPoint viewer. As a student in LBCC, you have free access to the Office 365 suite. And so you should be able to access Microsoft PowerPoint in there, either for Mac or for PC versions. Periodic table. Oh yeah, I'm gonna hand out a copy of it to you during one of our in-person sessions. But I recommend you download this one. It's in color, and you can see that this is the one that we're going to be using in class. It has just the right information. It has some of the new elements that were discovered around the turn of the 20th to the 21st century, and we are going to be using this version of the periodic table for our exercises, our demos, and also this is what I'll hand out to you when you take exams. Cool? All right. I think the last thing that I have here is Greek alphabet. I'm laughing because for some reason scientists love to name things by Greek letters. So if you want, download this. It has a little list of the Greek alphabet, how you write the letters, how you pronounce them, what you call them, and what are the equivalents if you want to find an equivalence between the sound of that Greek letter and the English language. I mean, it is what it is. All right. So hopefully this will help you to understand a little bit about the resources that are available to you. And in our next section, we'll go through the schedule of the course. All right, so let's go here, and thank you so much. I'll see you soon.